Hey there, and welcome to the Totally Fierce Crochet channel. My name's Thomas. Here are my new channel friends, and in this video, I'm not only going to show you how to make these super cute and super fun little plushy bears, but I will also give you a little yarn review of a brand new yarn from KnitPal, and this is where we start. So a few weeks ago, I received a little package from KnitPal directly with their brand new Chenille XL yarn in it. They sent me 4 different colors. This one is called Pastel Dreams. Then there was this beautiful color, the spring green. Then I had the peach fizz, which looks like this. And last but not least, the color beach sand. They are pretty much all the same variegated pastel yarns. I think only the spring green pops up a little bit more. And what I can already say is that it is really super soft. And they also claim that their chenille yarn is not so crumbly like most other chenille yarns that I know. And we are going to find out if that is true. When I received this, I was like, what am I going to do with this to test it? And this is, of course, where I came up with the little plushy bears. I think they turned out super cute. As you know, I'm not the expert in terms of amigurumi or making little animals, except it's Granny Square chickens. But I honestly had super fun creating those little bears, and I think they're also a great gift. I'm sure a lot of kids will love it, but adults as well. I'm going to also hang one in my car and maybe do something with them for the upcoming Christmas season. Who knows? But I definitely enjoyed making them, and working with the yarn was an absolute pleasure. It's super soft, it goes super easy. Let's check out. It's 100 grams, of course, it's 88 yards, 80 meters. Of course, it's 100% polyester. It's super bulky. They indicate here a 9mm crochet hook to use with. Personally, I think that's a bit too big. The hook size that I used for the little plushy bears was an 8mm crochet hook, mainly because I don't even have a 9mm crochet hook. And I think that was absolutely okay. It could have been even a 7mm hook, but that's something that, of course, you have to test out. I really love the colorways, especially the Pastel Dreams. This is definitely my favorite because it definitely looks like candy, like marshmallows. And those who know me know that I absolutely love marshmallows. So unfortunately, I can't eat this bear, but I would if I could, trust me. So overall, I have to say this is really a super cool chenille yarn. I have never seen a chenille yarn in a variegated way that looks this beautiful. And again, it is super soft. I mean, I can see so many other projects, like even scarves, cowls, baby blankets. This is absolutely beautiful, and me and my little bears had a lot of fun working with it. But now let's bring it to the test in terms of splitting and all those things that some people, including myself, don't like about chenille. I mean, it's always like a hit or miss. Sometimes you get a chenille yarn and then it crumbles up completely. And this one here, I mean, I have to tell you, once I worked with it and also I cut it, you don't get like any pieces out, which is of course amazing. To compare, I have one here from France, from Penguin. I ordered so many skeins of this yarn a few years ago, and I still don't know what to do with it because it is an absolute mess to work with. Oh, here we go. This is exactly what we don't want when we work with chenille. that it gives you like all these little bits and pieces. So the French one is definitely a no-go for me then. And then I have the Honey Bunny from Hobby, and let's see. You also get a few bits and pieces from it. I won't cut it now because when I cut it, I will definitely get more pieces. Let's see. Because usually once you cut it, you always get like those little crumbles and pieces. Let's do the same with the French one, but I think this was awful already. I mean, and it goes off easily. And now we come to the test. Again, if I drag on it, and this is the cutting edge, only a little bit, but compared to the others, I mean, this is like really minor. Let's cut it. And again, only a little bit, only a little piece, but compared, I mean, here you can see it. Those were the three. I mean, the most pieces I definitely have from the French one. And here was that, even that, the cut one. Just super small crumbles and pieces. So they were absolutely right. This one here doesn't crumble as bad as most other chenille yarns. So if you want to check this beautiful Chenille XL yarn out from KnitPal, you can order it directly from Amazon. And if you want to, you can use the link in the description, which is an affiliate link. So in case you order with my link, I get a tiny percentage. That, of course, supports me and my channel, but that's absolutely optional. Check it out if you're into chenille yarn and if you want to make something like an amigurumi or plushies. Here's my recommendation in terms of yarn. Now I wish I could do the tutorial for the plushy bears with the beautiful Chenille XL yarn, but unfortunately I'm afraid that with those pastel colors and even the spring green, the stitches will not show nicely on camera. So I'm going to use the Honey Bunny instead. So you can see the stitches a bit clearer and better, but of course I will tell you what to do and what stitches you need for this tutorial. And with that, I think we are good to go to make a little plushy bear. So what you need is, of course, a chenille yarn. Pick the one that you like or that you have, or order the Chenille XL. Then, of course, a crochet hook according to the chenille yarn. Since I'm doing this tutorial with the Honey Bunny, I will use a 7mm. Here it is. And then, of course, the yarn needle to sew in the yarn ends. And, of course, the scissors. And with that, we are good to go. So to start, we start with a slip knot. And then we are going to make an I-cord of 4 stitches. So we take the yarn end, you don't need much, it's only 4 I-cord stitches, and wrap it around from the front. And then take the yarn that goes to your yarn skein, wrap it around from the back, and now we pull that last loop through the 2 loops on my hook. Then we do this 3 more times, so the yarn from the side, from the front, and the other yarn from the back, and pull it through. 2, 3, and 4. And now we go back into the last stitch right here. I usually just press my fingers in to see where the space is. We leave the yarn end behind, and we just take the loop up, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of them to make a single crochet. And now what would be helpful would be to take a little stitch marker and just place it in that very first stitch, so we always know where it is, because It is very hard to see, at least for my old eyes. Then we go back into the same space and make 2 more single crochets, 1 and 2. And now we move to the side and make in the next stitch another single crochet. Let's get some yarn out. Then in the next stitch, another single crochet. And now we are back at our very first I-cord stitch. We go in and we make 3 single crochets into that space. Here we go. Now we have 2 stitches left for this round. So we go into the next stitch, make a single crochet, and in the next one a single crochet as well. And now we went all the way around. You can later on also work in a spiral, but I'm going to close each round and start each round newly, so I can always keep track on where I am and in which round I am. To close the round, I'm going to release the loop from the hook, and where I have my stitch marker, I will put my hook in from the back, take the stitch marker out, and now I will just put the loop on my hook and pull it through and pull it a bit tight. And like that, our round 1 is done, which is actually the base of the little plushy bear. Now we can start with round number 2. And for round number 2, we are going back into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both loops to make a single crochet, stitch marker in. Then we go to the next stitch, which is right here, and make another single crochet. In the next stitch, we are going to make a bubble stitch with 4 stitches. So yarn over, go in the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through 3 loops, yarn over and pull through just 2 loops. Now we do this again, yarn over, go in the next stitch, pull it through, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Again, yarn over, go in the stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. And one last time, yarn over, go in that same stitch, pull the loop through, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those stitches on my hook. Yarn over and pull that loop through all, and chain 1 to close it, because this is then also going to be our first leg. Now we go back to our original stitches and make 2 single crochets, 1 and in the next stitch the second. And now we do another bubble stitch, so yarn over, go in the stitch and pull through 2, yarn over, in the stitch, pull through the last 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and again 4 times. So yarn over, go in the stitch and pull through 2 until you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 5 of them and chain 1 to close it. And like that, we made the second leg or second paw. Then we go back into our original stitches and make the next single crochet, and then we make single crochets all across until we reach the end of round number 2. And like that, we basically have the bottom of the bear already done. And if you count the stitches, you will now have 10 stitches across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now again, we close the round, release the loop, go from the back into the stitch, the first one of the round, release the stitch marker, and pull the loop through, pull everything in, and then we can start with round number 3. And the rounds 3 and 4 are pretty easy because they are all single crochets, always 10 stitches. I will show you the first one, and then I will meet you when we then go to round number 5. So first we start again with a single crochet in the same stitch. Again, add the stitch marker. You don't have to close it if you don't want to. You can just put it in. And then we make 9 more single crochets. So 2. And once we reach the bobble stitch, do not work anything in this first longer stitch right here, which was the loop where we started the bobble stitch. What I do is I go in that chain 1 that I did in the end to close it, and here's where I will place my single crochet. The reason is that it will keep everything a little bit tighter together, and it also helps to keep the stitches more aligned. Then we have the 2 stitches in between the paws with single crochets, of course. Then we have the next paw. So we again skip this first one that looks here like a stitch and go directly into the chain 1 space. This is always a little bit tight, but it definitely helps to go in there. And then we have the final stitches of the round, all with single crochets. And as I mentioned before, the yarn is not letting go. We will do the exact same thing in the next round, and I will meet you when I'm done with that. And here we go. Basically, the full lower body is now done, and we continue, and the next round is going to be the same like round number 2, where we will then add the next 2 paws. And let's do this. We go back into the same stitch, make a single crochet, add the stitch marker, and then it's a single crochet in the next stitch, and then we do our next bobble stitch, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, until we have 4 of those half finished double crochets basically. And here we go, 5 loops, yarn over, and pull through all 5 of them and chain 1 to secure it. Then we have our 2 stitches in the middle. So we go in, make single crochet in each of them. And then the next bobble, yarn over, go in the next stitch, and make 4 half finished. This yarn is like killing me. 3, and the last one. to have our next bubble, and then we go back 4 more stitches. So first we are going to make single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and the last one. And now again, release the loop, grab the first stitch, put the loop on the hook and pull it through. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 paws. And like that we continue. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, round number 6. So we start again, as always, with a single crochet and then add the stitch marker. And for round number 6, the only thing that we are going to do is to single crochet the 2 stitches in the middle of our front together. Everything else will be single crochets, so we just continue. We already have 1. Then here's the second one. Our third one again will be in the chain space or in the chain 1 that we made to close our bobble stitch. And then we are already here in the center. So first you go in the first stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through. Go in the next one, grab the yarn, pull it through. You now have 3 loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of them to make 2 stitches into 1. Then we have our next bubble, so we go directly into our chain 1 space or chain 1 stitch. And then we have basically our 4 stitches left. And if you have counted correctly, that means that now instead of 10 stitches, we have 9 stitches only for this and for the next round. I can already tell you that. And like that, the round is done. Again, release the loop, go in the first stitch. If it is a bit tight, you can always drag on it to go in there, and then release the stitch marker, loop on the hook, pull it through to finish this round. And again, round number 7, if I have counted correctly, we start as always with a single crochet and then add our stitch marker. And for round number 7, in that middle stitch in the front, we are now going to make another bubble stitch, which will be the mouth of our little bear. So we go again with single crochets, 1, 2, and now we are already in our center. And this is exactly where we are going to place our next bubble stitch. Instead of making a bubble stitch with 4 stitches, we are now going to make a bubble stitch with only 3 stitches and yarn over. And I will not only go under the top 2 loops, I will also grab one of those loops here in the middle. I hope you can see it. I'm just going underneath those 2 vertical loops right here, and I will just pull the loop up and make the first stitch, and I do this 2 more times until I have 3. And now I have 4 loops and the yarn. So yarn over, pull it through and secure it with a chain 1. And this is now the first part of the bear face. And then we go in the next stitch. All the other stitches in the round are single crochets. And still our stitch count is 9 stitches. and then again release it and finish the round. Here we go. I know it gets a little bit tight now, especially when you have bigger fingers like myself. Then we start the next round. Is it 8? I completely lost track. Here we go. And what we are going to do in this round, let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we're in round number 8. And for round number 8, we are now just making single crochets across, and we will now increase this bubble stitch here. So we are actually going in both of those stitches. The first one that for the previous bubble stitches we always skipped, we will use it now to increase. So we make single crochets, 1, 2, and then we're at the bubble stitch, and we make a single crochet in that very first loop, and in the chain 1 space, of course, we make another single crochet, and like that we even get like the face, the eyes, just by the existence of the stitches right here. And we continue with single crochets, of course, until the end. And now we have 10 stitches. And here it is. I think it looks so cute already. I mean, this is so fun. We continue round number 9, and round number 9 is going to be the round where we will then start with the ears. So we go in that same space, make a single crochet, make a single crochet in the next, and in the third one we are going to make our first ear. Did I say eyes before? Of course I meant the ears. And the ears are again bubble stitches, but only with 2 stitches in it, so that is quite easy. So yarn over, go in the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, go in the next stitch and pull through 2 loops until you have 3 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through all 3 of them, and of course close it. And now we go back down and we will make 3 single crochets, so 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And then we make the second ear. So yarn over, go in the next stitch, 1 and 2, and through all 3 loops and close it. And then the rest is of course single crochets until the end. Like that. You now have the ears. And of course we close the round as we did it before. And put the loop on. And we can already make the first single crochet. because now is also the moment where I fill the bear up. I mean, as you can see, the shape is already there. It's just that it's a bit flat and wobbly. So now would be the perfect time to fill it. And I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention that, of course, you need some filling. A little bit is enough. Trust me, you don't have to overdo it. And usually I take 2 little bits and put that in. And that shall do. And now we are already, I again lost count. Is it 9 or is it 10? We are already at the very last round. So it's all single crochets. And in this round, we are also going to skip everything with the bobble stitches from the ears. So we go into the next, make a single crochet, then we skip the bobble stitch and go directly to the other side and make a single crochet, and then single crochet in the front and in the next. And then here's our next bobble stitch. So we jump over it and go directly to the back and make a single crochet in there. And then we only have 2 stitches left to work in. We can now also release the stitch marker. Then I yarn over and pull it through. And now I'm just going to cut my chenille yarn. Here's, of course, the first piece. And I will just pull it through. Grab the yarn needle. And now we are just sewing together the top. First, I'm going right into that single crochet. And I will also just go here on the other side. And now I will just go from stitch to stitch over the top and close it. Super easy. You don't have to worry too much. And what I will also do within this step is to shape the ears a little bit to see how they look. Here's a little bit of filling coming out. Now I go to the other side. And then I go up here and somewhere down here. I mean, that's the great thing about chenille, that you can basically still shape things and you don't have to sew everything in super accurately. You can, of course, still like drag out the nose, the bubble, but other than that, I will just pull it through for as many times as you like until everything is stored inside. There's still a little bit. And here we go. The little bear is done. I absolutely love them. I mean, I didn't think that I would say that. Maybe that's now the moment where out of the sudden plushies and little amigurumis are fun for me, but this definitely is. And I think they look absolutely adorable. Like candy. Unfortunately, you can't eat them, but the good thing is You don't get fat from them. And just like that, I mean, my bear family is growing and growing. I really can't stop making them because they are just super fun. And I hope you will like them too. And I hope to see you back again next time, only at the Totally Fierce Crochet channel. Make sure to check out the link in my description to order the Chenille XL yarn, the chenille yarn that doesn't crumble away like most of the other ones. And have fun making the little plushy bears. And hope to see you back again. Love you all very much. Bye. My berry friends say bye too. Bye.